A million questions. One answer. A million students return to New York schools. That's a million good reasons to watch Jeff Simmons, education reporter and the NY1 team.
And in the crowd of the multitudes, our Jeff Simmons has a special guest. Jeff?
I'm here with Mayor Giuliani right now. Mayor, what is your resolution for 1997?
We got to make 97 even better than 96, and 96 was one of the best years New York City's had in a long time.
NY1's Jeff Simmons is at Bellevue Hospital, and he has been not only keeping track of the efforts at the hospital to treat the injured and be prepared for any additional injured who come in, but also speaking to people who are at the hospital, going from hospital to hospital, searching for loved ones. Jeff?
Inside the hospital, Pat, marathon press conferences going on in there earlier. The mayor, the governor apparently is speaking right now inside, and we will be able to bring that to you at some point this afternoon, so you can count on us for that.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Pat. Well, step back for just a moment and remember when you were in elementary school and one of your favorite times during the day was recess. Well, students here at PS 11 had the luxury of a playground right next to their school. But when they show up this fall, they're going to find the gates are locked and playtime is over. This whopping increase in crime and violence in city schools. Just over the last few years, according to reports that we got a look at this morning, that increase was 30%. One of the other big changes to watch closely is the move to require students to wear uniforms. And we got an advanced copy of the new rules for city schools. Roma, when we were young, we were told, don't be rude, don't harass anyone, and always, always be courteous. Those were the rules of growing up. And now Mayor Giuliani wants to make them the rules of the road. Just look at this big chunk of concrete that I picked up from the ground today after workers were up on scaffolding checking the facade of the building. They're looking for any weak spots in the 75-year-old structure. I'm Jeff Simmons in Chelsea. See this playground behind me? It was supposed to be done by the start of school, but it probably won't. I'll tell you why. Now, we did a further review, and we found out that over the last school year, there were 1,300 cases of this type, and many of them involved special education students. Good evening, I'm Jeff Simmons, sitting in for John Schumo, who is on assignment tonight. Crew already makes more than Mayor Giuliani and Governor Pataki, and more than other local officials, like the Chancellor of the City University System and the heads of the MTA and the Port Authority. All in all, Mayor Giuliani says he loves his job. As he says, quote, "It's a terrific job. I have good days and bad days, but I always want to go to work."
We also have Jeff Simmons on West 81st Street with some of the folks. Jeff?
Sharon, you pointed out Harold. We've been here for a while, and Harold's one of the first balloons to get up here. And
Our coverage of the setup for the celebration begins with Jeff Simmons in the heart of Times Square. Jeff, how's it going out there?
Well, I've got to tell you, you're all nice and cozy in there, Susan. We're all freezing out here, unless, of course, you came prepared.
Jeff Simmons is at the Board of Education headquarters with reaction. Jeff?
Lewis, all signs seem to point towards an agreement that will change the face of New York City schools. Welcome to our look back at the 1996-97 school year.
Jeff Simmons is in Times Square now with more.
Hi, Gary. Well, I've been counting the hours until the end of 1996, and Old Man Winter seems to be paying us one last visit.
To Jeff Simmons, he's standing by with Pee Wee Herman. Jeff.
Kristen, I told you that this is a great adventure every year. Well, we found one guy who goes on a lot of adventures. Pee Wee, what's this like? How's everybody?
NY1 investigative reporter Jeff Simmons exposed the problem. He joins us now with a follow-up to his investigative report. Jeff?
Pat, last year when we visited a number of these playgrounds, they were in shambles. Many of them had been closed down. But now we've noticed there are seeds of growth.
Here's NY1's education reporter Jeff Simmons. Jeff?
Gary, this was a big night for Rudy Crew. Not only did he get a ringing endorsement from his board, but he got something we would all love to have: job security.
NY1's Jeff Simmons joins us now with that exclusive story. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Pat. Well, Keith Mandela was sentenced to 12 years in prison for his role in the death of Hawkins in August of 1989. The Narducci's aren't sure whether they'll ever go back to a place that once brought magic to their lives, but now brings only misery. Jeff Simmons, NY1. And cool today. Now, Pat, I got to tell you something. This class, they told me that they were fans of yours, and they have a special message for you, Pat. Pat, back to you.
Jeff, tell them to have a good summer, too.
Have a good summer. Pat says have a good summer and stay cool.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much.